Hey, so, welcome to days 101 to 120. So, starting off really working it big with trying to get some bamboo put together, because I got a big build idea that I want to get going on that will lead to some more interesting stuff later on, and you'll see soon enough. But I'm gonna try and take all this bamboo out of the bamboo jungle as I can and then replant it in order to make a semi farm out of it. Not automatic, but something to grow more in order to mass produce it. And then we're gonna see about trying to maybe take inventory and then see how much bamboo I might need for it. And soon enough, I'm going to go into taking some of this stuff from the mine shaft here, like around this cave spider spawner, and then turning it into an automatic farm for cobwebs in order to make my scaffolding that I will need. And I'm sure I don't need as much scaffolding as I'm gonna make, but having more than enough never hurts, right? And so getting all this stuff starting to take it out and expanding out the room to a 4x4 off from the spawner is going to be the most beneficial thing for right now. And for the next couple of days, it's pretty much all I'm going to be working on is working on the spider spawner and getting it to be automated. And slowly but surely you'll see my progress where I'm carving out the walls of the mine shaft and digging out the clay right there in order to really make it nice, clean, and open and not try to leave anything behind. But soon enough here, going into day 102, it's just still the same stuff really. It's just expanding out some more and then making the walls, closing it in, raising the ceiling for it, and trying to prep the farm and like the spawn area for the spiders as much as possible. And it's really interesting because I don't typically do this stuff. I also like try and go out in the wild like when it's night and then try and just hunt for spiders on the surface. You know, it's really inefficient, I know, but I just have always preferred to go hunting for them just out in the wild, not trying to farm them off of a spawner. But it is really nice to get this spawner up and running though. And here you see it's all complete except for the clay. Gotta dig all the clay out yet, make sure there's nothing left to allow for the spiders to spawn on in order to cause a hiccup in the farm. You see there all that clay? Well, that's only a part of it. It's not all of it just yet, but see, what I've been really doing, digging out all of this clay. And it went pretty deep, so safe to say I'm gonna have a lot of bricks waiting for me. So, and here in day 103, I just continue to build out the feed trough, therefore they get shot through to me at. And I try to build this up in a way to where I can have a more efficient spawn rate off of the spawner. But I think I built this tunnel a little like one block too far out, because I end up finding that if I dig like a block hole off to the side, then it significantly increases how much I can get. And you see there how dry it was inside the tunnel. Yeah, that's not supposed to be how it is. And now here's me having to try and fix my mistake, but it's not a bad mistake, it's just slightly inconvenient, but nothing to worry about. So just put the water down and put the other source down, and then you got an inflow of water. I'm gonna push them to you. See, this right here is what I'm talking about though. If I just stand right here, then the spawn rate just significantly increases like tenfold. And it's honestly amazing. It's really nice, and I do improve on it later. It's just not quite yet. Now that I have my spider webs, or my string rather, brought together, I just need my bamboo in order to put it into making my scaffolding. And though, while I'm down here, of course, you know, might as well just clean up the sugarcane farm and get as much of it as possible, because we will be doing paper trades eventually. It's just not yet. And so now all of our good scaffolding is going to use, going up to Y level 200 in order to start a Trident farm. I want to get a Trident for taking on ocean monuments and then being able to throw it at enemies from a distance in order to cast lightning onto a creeper in order to get mob heads, and then to also get some other achievements like turning a villager into a witch. And so yes, you see that forest fire over there? Yeah, forest fire is going to be a forever thing. That thing will never go out ever, and it's kind of strange. But here on the night of 104, we do get the basic setup for the farm, and we do eventually go into some pretty heavy building on it, and every single time when I drop down through there, it's just always so nice. It's just so relaxing to be able to just jump from an immense height and just not have to worry about anything. So day 105 does see us enclose our kill box in order to make the farm a little more closed in and secure so I don't get hit by phantoms. And then going to daylight of 105 is whenever we build the main chute system for them to fall onto. Oh, it's so nice. Just to jump from way up there and come all the way down. But it's so many more times yet still. But in the night of 105, we do build out our main feed floor in order for it to shove them into our chute in order to have them fall. And that's really it. That's all we ever are able to get done. And we've been having to sleep though since phantoms have been hitting, and I slept on the night of 104 in order to be able to get this done. And, or at least one of the nights, something like that. But I do end up getting attacked by phantoms, and it's really inconvenient, but unfortunately I don't have enough. But fortunately though, so 106 we're putting up our walls in order to wall it in, make it look all nice and tight, and then building up to make our lava cast. And I don't typically do a lot of lava cast stuff, but I know it's more worth it for this. In order to get our lava, we have to go back down though, so here we are just collecting some more of the sugarcane in order to keep building up more of a stockpile for paper trades. Because paper trades are everything. I'm gonna go kind of crazy on paper trades at some point. It's just not quite yet. So, you know, putting the lava up on top, we end up being like 5 short, which is really inconvenient. But fortunately, though, going into the night of 107, though, we do end up completing the lava cast. So finally, we have the basic mold set up. We're getting closer to being done with the farm. That being said, we have to clean up the edge stuff on the hanging on the sides and everything to make it to where nobody else can spawn there and ruin our spawn rates. So not a big deal. It's just, hey, it is what it is. And going into day 108 here soon, we'll be starting to put up our signs. And my bad. I moved towards fence gates because, for one, fence gates don't hurt my wrist in order to put up, because I kind of gotta move them in a pretty jank way in order to put up signs and then get out of the menu and put another one up, and it's just super annoying. But with fence gates, it's just place and then keep going. It's not that bad. I honestly will be doing this for everything else going forward when it comes to needing something to like stop water. I'm just gonna use a fence gate because yes. Yes. All of day 108 is primarily just getting this set up and then starting work up top on getting the downfeed for the water in order to get it to where they can spawn in it. But the night of 108 is just filling in the bottom and making sure our water flow and chute system works. in order to push them into the center and then be able to farm them more cleanly. So you see that scaffolding, I do end up forgetting to take it out and then put in a fence gate in its place because I'm stupid. I just don't think about it, but it's super unfortunate, and I just end up quickly just running down there and running out really efficiently, really easy with drown spawning around me at some point. But here on 109 right here is we're having to dig or get over to the other side since I made a mistake and I fell off when I was cleaning off all the edge dirt on the outside. Since I need to get that cleaned off so that nobody can spawn on it, and I don't want it to just stick out like a sore thumb, and so I my bad, end up having to clean it off. You see, and I do have this little fangly part that sticks out on the side since I messed up on part of the lava cast, but it's whatever, it's fine. But yeah, it does eventually come together though. It's really starting to look really good, really. Soon enough, this farm will be up and operational. But all I gotta do now is dig out the rest of the dirt and then pile on whatever else I need. Going to day 110 though towards here. It's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it's not that bad because I end up having to come in to collect my next resources for to cover the top in order to roof it and make it pitch black in there, so then light level is 0 and then the drown can spawn. And then I also have to get some water up there too, really, in order to start it, but I ended up making that dirt floor in order to set the water on for the rest of day 10. And, you know, when you start to think about it, you look at that forest fire. It's been like, what, 5 days or so now? Something like that. Still's raging on. It's probably because of game mechanics, right? With not having the chunks actually loaded or whatever, or simulated. It might be part of the problem, but honestly I think it's kind of unique to have a little forest fire going on indefinitely in my view sometimes. And it's kind of odd, but it's kind of charming for just the game being the game. But day 111, has me finish up the dirt flooring in order to set the water on, in order to make the water sources, in order to spill down into our little feed trough area, in order to send them down the chute, in order to funnel them and make the farm work as the farm should be. And at some point in here, I do realize that I need to go down and then fix my no fence gate where my scaffolding error is, and I eventually pop it in. But taking all this dirt out is kind of nice because it signifies like the last bits of farm construction, you being able to get further towards getting a Trident. And I'm probably gonna want to go for like channeling and then do like Riptide on another one. So I'm gonna need at least two in order to use, for one for channeling and then the other one for Riptide. And I do want to go out and try and clear some ocean monuments later in order to see about trying to get sponges, because I do want to make an aquarium, like a little thing you can walk in and see all the fish around you, overhead and off to your sides and like under you. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get some axolotls too, maybe some frogs. No, I'm gonna make it look really cool, best I can at least. So day 112 does have me finish up the roof and finally look to activate the farm. As you can hear, it's quite productive. Though unfortunately I will not be getting any Tridents today because I'm using a pickaxe and I'm trying to heal my pickaxe first. But I mean, all in good fun. All in good fun. It's all good. So, yeah. We're gonna end up getting a lot of rotten flesh from it though, since it is a drown farm. And they are zombies still, so. But yes. We'll just roll though. Nice. Let's go! Oh my god. But yes, quite clearly let's go, quite excited about getting Fortune 3. And so it's, is just the only other pickaxe I really needed. So slap mending on it real quick. I have both a Soak Touch and a Fortune 3 pick. So perfectly set to go mining, and they both got mending on them, so it's not something to worry about. Yay! Let's see, day 113 though is entirely in the nether, and there's nothing but mining for quartz and gold, since we need all the quartz we can get for observers and other things when it comes to making auto farms. Because I do want to start making a auto pumpkin and watermelon farm. So all of day 113 is purely just nether mining. And I do end up getting a whole bunch of quartz and gold. Though unfortunately the gold always drops as ingots. So. And I tried to use my Fortune 3 pick on the gold, but I don't know if it actually adjusts how much you get, like gold ingots off of those. And I know it's somewhat of a fixed rate for this between that on it, but I don't know. If anybody really knows what's going on with Fortune 3 and the gold in the nether, then hey, let me know. And so, as I said though, we do find a buttload, and going into the early days of day 14 do keep mining, but as you see here, that's all we were able to get from our mining escapades, and it do turn into a big amount of gold. This is really nice. So just over a stack and then a whole bunch of quartz. So I won't even end up using this much quartz either, other than to make my observers for my auto pumpkin and melon farm, which is really something. But hey, what can you do sometimes? See here, I make almost a stack and a half, but it's, trust me, it's all needed. All needed. Yes, day 114, we must collect our sugar cane. We must go back for our glowstone. Yes, getting glowstone will be very necessary for having light going into it constantly. It is super beneficial. And we can use it for other lighting projects as well. Oh man, I cannot wait until I move on fixing up that one island that I had seen there when I was exploring through that mesa biome there, and then turning that into a villager, like, trading island. Can't wait. It's gonna be so dope. Man, I'm so excited for that build. Here in day 115 though, I do start working on the bare bones of the watermelon pumpkin farm. Though unfortunately I do keep getting lag coming from directly my cows and my sheep. So I do have to kind of cull the herd a little bit and end up getting a monstrous amount. I'm not cooking any of this for a long time because I know that I can use this stuff in butcher trades. So it's going to be really nice for later. And the sheep are a little less for the lag part, but they're still causing me issues yet. So, look, if they gotta go, they gotta go. You can't do nothing about it, right? But I do end up getting a lot of wool. And so, all the more wool, the better. So, yeah. Looking like a pretty full wool chest though, ain't it? So here in day 116, we start off by digging out our trenches for where I want my chest to go, in order to hold the received watermelon and pumpkin. These will be expanded on later, but not right now. Kind of take a detour here at the end of day 116 and try to mine, get some more redstone, get some more everything I need. Try to just take every single thing out of the mine, get it all out, get it cleaned out, and then maybe, just maybe, think about going to the nether. Just maybe. Though, now going into day 117, I do explore the rest, or some more at least, of this open cavern I had found there. At one point, they were trying to find my end portal, and it really is beneficial because this initial shaft I had dug out to this tunnel was for to find more diamond strip mining, and seeing all this exposed diamond is amazing, and it's just one of a kind of a thing. But it does really benefit me in order to increase my amount of wealth. So like good ore I got, and then day 117 though to end it, we do go into the nether, and I know it's been a while since I've really been in here, been like what, 17 days or so. And so the only thing I really want out of here is the elytra. And I will not find any end cities for 3 days. And by 3 days, I mean 2 days. Will be a minute before I ever find an end city. This game is pain. I don't know if I'm just unlucky though or not, but this game doesn't want to spawn in cities for me, or else I'm just not going in the right direction, because it takes me all of day 18 really in order to find anything really, and I still don't even find anything. But eventually though, it does turn over to day 119. And you see here that I have to kill some endermen in order to get more pearls, in order to jump across more vast distances, in order to seek out something that I probably wouldn't have otherwise found if I wasn't given the best hand I possibly could at this point, since it's already been all the rest of day 117, all of day 18, and up to this point in day 119, in order to find it in End City. You see here when I teleport over, you see that in the distance? Yeah. Finally. An End City. Those it being day 119, I do know I must hurry in order to get out of the end before the end of day 120 to avoid having to be stuck in the end going into the next video. So, also as we do kind of try to hurry up, I do also find a secondary one as well, which I don't actually end up going into, mainly because I just need to get at least the first one set of elytra in order to really kind of have that marked off the box. But I'm not really going to do anything with it, honestly, because it's just, I don't have that far of a spread out world, you know, so I don't really have a need for it. But I will eventually move on some other stuff in regards to the elytra, but it's not right now. And I do try to collect as much of these fragments as I can to make the better shulker boxes, and then try to get some of those going. And I don't really end up getting a lot, but I mean, I think I got like 6 out of it, but 6 is better than none, right? And so, no, I get 7. Yeah, I get 7 out of it. I'm trying to collect these end rods because I want to do a build later on, and it's going to be a very sugarcane aesthetic build. I'll do some pretty goofy stuff with it, but all in good fun. All in good fun. So I will say these guys do give me some trouble because there are some close calls that I need to like, throw some ender pearls in order to avoid getting killed by fall damage. But luckily though, we don't really have to worry too hard, and I do get the elytra finally. So after that, it's pretty much just get out of the end after I get the head. And so it's pretty much it, really. So the end was fun, but I will have to be back later. It's preferably a Trident in order to take out some of these guys. So I will conquer the end later, but just not in this video yet. So you see here, I had to hide in order to heal so I wouldn't die to the shulkers hitting me. And so finally, I have to mark the coordinates for these end cities, and I try to use my coordinates in order to get out of the end. So, got a question. Does the lodestone work in the end? So if it does, then I'm going to have to use that in the next episode. Because I'm going to need, in order to really navigate the the end, I'm going to need some way of easily finding my way back other than coordinates. And so, gonna try and look towards maybe using a lodestone instead. But, I don't know, maybe I'll just have to experiment around and see what I can get. And finally, though, I do end up getting back, and do really have to start calling it because, hey, it was fun, but I started 20 days, so probably gonna take it 20 days at a time. It's a little easier to take apart and edit and fix up good for you. But that being said, thank you for watching, and if you want to catch me next time, just stay tuned. I'll try to push out as soon as I can. Thank you.